Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we got a special treat for October. We saw you all in the comments of Pride and Prejudice, so we're taking a look at Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Answer?
I don't know what to expect, but I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to give this one a shot. And I'm assuming he's going to love it.
Look, here's the thing.
Okay.
I just would have liked them to show more of their courting process. Not showed up at a dance, took a walk around the courtyard,
took a walk on the wild
we're
side.
in love. So I didn't dislike Pride and Prejudice as much as it may have come across. I just felt like it wasn't as good of a love story development as, say, The Notebook. But in any regard, I know this is a completely different movie. We got zombies. It's October. Halloween's coming up. We love zombies at Bad Medicine. So coming in this with an open mind, I think it's going to be fun. And I hope we have the potatoes guy.
All right, well, let's go.
Oh, we starting hot?
Beautiful landscape we've got
It
there.
is a truth universally acknowledged that a zombie in possession of brains must be in want of more brains.
Okay, so this is a new
look at
Oh, look at the
Yeah,
fortification
it spins.
against zombies they have.
spin, so
Yeah,
they
you
can't
wouldn't be
climb
able to
it.
climb it.
Who goes there? Colonel Darcy.
Look at how big the barrel of that gun is.
That's a blunderbuss. I didn't even look to see if this is just like all horror or comedy or
Yeah,
what.
I didn't
even
either.
look.
No zombie bite marks on this pristine young body.
Yes, it's got to be a spoof.
Gross.
Oh,
There hasn't been a zombie incident in Hertfordshire for over 2 years.
Newly infected zombie is almost impossible to detect. Might I play a hand?
Of course.
Any early predictions on
look
what you
at
guys
it.
think it
What
is?
they're
He is
playing.
not loving.
A potion?
Flies, Mum. Carrion flies. They're in the possession of but one truly
Yeah, they'll go after whoever's a zombie.
the ability to detect dead flesh. It's not the buzzing that should concern you, madam, but rather when the buzzing stops.
Oh.
So no land on somebody.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. Look at his eyes.
oh.
Oh. All right.
They didn't even, I mean,
Is there anyone else present whom he would have had the opportunity to infect? A family member, perhaps?
get those flies back out.
What's she gonna find up here?
Annabelle, where are you?
Annabelle?
That's not a scary name at all.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, oh, that's gross.
Oh, man. Well,
It
looks
wasn't always like this, my dear daughters. Britannia was rich with the fruits of worldwide trade. The newly infected were filled with an insatiable hunger for the brains of the living. So certain did it seem the end of days had come. To protect the living, the Grand Barrier was built. Excavation began on
Look
the
at that.
Royal Canal. In the Second Battle of Kent, one of the bridges across the Royal Canal was breached. Hingham Bridge remains the only means by which to cross the Royal Canal. The battle between the living and the undead has yet to be staged.
Well, that was pretty cool. It's a nice way to let us know.
Pride and Prejudice
It was,
and Zombies.
they made it look like Scotland versus England there, didn't they?
Oh, look at the top of the house.
Ah, there's our guy. That's Charles Dance, right?
Yeah.
That's his name,
That's
right?
what they showed on the credits. I think he was the one that just did the voiceover.
Yeah.
Daughters do not dance well with masticated brains. Well, I suppose if we all go.
I don't care to be paraded like a herd of heifers at a farm walk.
That's because you're the cow who's least proficient in the art of tempting the other sex.
How? That's the least proficient?
I thought she did the little eyebrow raise. Ready to go.
I dig it.
He's already more invested than he was in Pride and
very.
Prejudice.
Hey!
It was my understanding that Captain Bingley was in want of a wife.
Oh, he is. They say he inherited nearly £100,000.
Zombies or no zombies, all women must think of marriage, Lizzie.
I shall never relinquish my sword for a ring. For the right man, you would. The right man wouldn't ask me to.
That's
Well,
fair.
Need somebody to watch your six.
Oh.
Mrs. Darcy, rather an imposing presence.
Welcome, dear friend. I'm very well. How's this journey from Derbyshire?
Fine. So this is Meredith.
Just a lack of interest.
She's the most beautiful creature I ever beheld.
She smiles too much.
No, these two are perfect for each other.
You see him like he did the half roll of his eyes to walk over.
Well, may I introduce my friend, Mr. Darcy of Derbyshire?
Are you enjoying Hertfordshire, Mr. Bingley?
Very much. May I be so bold as to request the next 2 dances, if you're not...
Ooh, two.
I'm not engaged. Good for you, Mr. Bingley. You chose the loveliest of my daughters.
She's like Deion Sanders rating her kids.
Oh my god.
Good evening.
This guy.
It's the same tension we saw in Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, the younger sister and the dashing young man.
Yep.
And Keira Knightley and the other guy.
If you squint, he almost kind of looks like Nicholas Hoult.
Hate to see you just standing there. You must dance.
Well, she's tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me, nor any other man here, apparently.
Wow.
Ooh. Whoops.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
What's with this person coming?
Darcy. I quite detest the man.
Oh, okay.
Indeed. Wouldn't dance with him if you had... Mrs. Featherstone.
Oh, no.
Ew.
You're undead. I've come to tell you.
Whoa!
What?
Is that Mr. Darcy? Yeah.
What happened, Lizzie?
I found her to be exceedingly tolerable.
Ouch. Throwing it back in
Trying to tell
him.
me something. She posed no threat.
Yep.
We're under attack.
Oh, are the daughter's gonna do work now? Oh, we're gonna
the
slow-mo fight scene.
Let's get a bow stab.
Oh, the flying V. They're
Yep.
walking in formation.
Oh.
Oh, they're doing work.
Her face is rendered uncommonly intelligent by the beautiful expression of her dark eyes. But her arms are surprisingly muscular, yet not so much as to be feminine.
This description.
What is it? Oh, look at that.
Oh.
I never saw such happy manners.
You've liked many a stupider person.
Good-humoured, lively, handsome, and
Quite rich.
I saw how you looked at him when he first walked in the dance. I hated him. He acted as if he were a mother company.
Nice.
Pride is a very common failing. I
Oh,
believe.
Oh, she's got
Oh.
glass.
A letter from Miss Jane Bennet.
He saved him from a zombie. Mrs. Featherstone was quite civilized.
I love this scene.
Yeah.
How long did it take him to do this? Holy mackerel. Healed. Oh.
Oh.
The Bingleys have invited me to tea. Oh,
Seems likely to rain. Then you must stay all night. Mother, I really would prefer the carriage. Mr. Bingley undoubtedly likes you, but in 9 cases out of 10, a woman had far better show more affection than she feels.
What? She's far better off to show more affection than she feels. What?
Okay, now if The Walking Dead has taught us anything about horses, I wonder how this one's gonna do.
What have they taught us about horses?
They don't last, answer.
Oh,
they don't last.
A horse in The Walking Dead never lasts.
Well,
We got dogs. And some hunting. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, there's stuff in the barrel. Did you see that?
Yep.
Oh,
Well, there
light
went a limb.
work.
There's-
There goes
this
the arm.
Dude didn't stand a chance.
Oh.
Light work.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, what the hell?
And it's a zombie baby, too. It's weird how the zombies have like a level of intelligence in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, clearly she didn't go out, right?
Miss Elizabeth Bennet.
Oh, did she get bit?
How's my sister?
She was feverish. I fear she has the flu.
Or worse.
Keeps one in a continual state of inelegance.
Jeez.
Quite.
A continual state of inelegance.
I will not make the same mistake I made at Mrs. Featherston's whist party, Bingley.
Well, so did she get bit? You think they would check her over, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The physician has arrived.
Please.
She got caught in the downpour.
And the flies again.
Watch she land on the doctor.
How does he get the flies back into the jar, is what I want to know.
Wound, Doctor.
Oh, that could go either way.
I mean, that's what it was.
I see no
with
indication
James.
of a bite.
That was never in question.
I believe that these belong to you.
She didn't off them?
No.
Oh, no, she didn't.
She did now. Ha!
Ooh.
Gotcha.
With the stare.
I'm sure she'll be quite well. Please, join us, Miss Bennet.
Thank you, but I'll amuse myself with the book. I don't speak Japanese.
No, of course. China, was it?
I would much rather give you a demonstration.
Oh.
You must comprehend a great deal in your idea of an accomplished woman.
A woman must have a thorough knowledge of music, singing. She must be well trained in the fighting styles of the Kyoto masters and the weapons, or the term would only be half deserved. L'art de la guerre, the art of war.
Have you not read it in its original Wu dialect? They should get back to Jane.
Don't see manners like that much anymore, do ya? She's intrigued.
Just wrecking the statues.
We must not trespass any longer on your kindness.
I must protest.
Bingley, carelessness when dealing with a zombie infection can lead to your abrupt demise.
Arrogance could lead to yours. Come on, Eliza.
Come on, let's go.
A ball at Netherfield.
Out of the question.
You shall, if you please, name the day.
Should be honoured. Mrs. Beecham's orphanage, Phil.
Oh.
There will be an addition to our party for dinner.
Tell me, to which of my fair cousins
Holy cow! It's our guy from House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
I assume you have all heard of Lady Catherine de Burr.
Hey, there's Lena.
She's the most deadly swordswoman in all of Great Britain.
She has one daughter, Anne, who is unfortunately of a sickly constitution. I declare that I am enchanted by your daughter, Jane.
Just like that.
I'm afraid Jane is already spoken for. We expect a serious proposal imminently.
They're going like scene for scene
Yeah.
from Pride and Prejudice.
We're walking to Meryton to visit Aunt Phillips.
Is there some sort of trouble? Oh, it appears there is.
Penny McGregor's carriage.
Oh.
Someone's trapped inside.
Jane!
That was a horrible accident.
She doesn't even realize it.
Oh. He said the horse.
Yeah. Oh! They really like the exploding.
Exploding head. It's never just a standard wound. It's always just...
Come along, Elizabeth. We mustn't dawdle. We can't be late.
Thank you, Mr. Collins.
Allow me. Gallantry isn't dead.
He thought he was going to take it. He just helps her.
Lieutenant Denny!
Miss Lydia Bennet and Miss Catherine Bennet. Lieutenant Wickham.
Miss Jane Bennet, Miss Elizabeth Bennet. May I introduce George Wickham?
He's a lieutenant.
This is our cousin, Mr. Collins.
These two.
Parson, Collins. Aren't we overdue at the Phillips?
Yeah. They've already been used, so.
We're on the same page. Just pointing the barrel of those muskets at everybody.
I was very keen to be on time because apparently...
Nah, they're empty.
They made her carry them down.
Number one rule of firearm safety. Don't point your weapon at anything you don't... Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for accompanying us.
Things were a little
and
different.
enduring my younger sisters.
Mr. Bingley!
We were just on our way to Longbourn.
Mr. Bingley, you
Ooh.
promised you'd throw a ball at Netherfield.
Oh, these guys have a history.
Oh, yeah. We saw some tension
Yeah.
and Pride and Prejudice as well.
There you are, my beautiful nieces.
Please join us, Mr. Wickham.
No, duty calls, I'm afraid.
What is amiss between you and Mr. Darcy?
Are you much acquainted with him?
More than I wish to be.
I've been connected with his family from infancy. Darcy and I grew up together. His father treated me like a second son. But when he was slain in the Second Battle of Kent, Darcy ignored his wishes and gave my living to another man.
We must plan our trip to the North Country.
I'll be right there.
Or perhaps I shall see you at Mr. Bingley's ball.
I'll be there.
It's the most smiling she's done the whole movie.
Yeah.
We know how this one plays out.
Uh-oh.
Got that blurry vision.
They are really going scene for
They
scene.
are, man. And I'll be honest, I only saw the Pride and Prejudice the one time, so
yeah.
I'm not catching everything or remembering
That's a nice
everything.
refresher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only saw it one time on this channel, but
Yeah.
I remember kind
Yeah.
of scene for scene like this.
Should almost have done a rewatch. Oh, look at him. All decked out.
In his uniform.
I have found you, Miss Bennet. Lady Catherine herself has praised me on my likeness of foot.
Folks, help me out. Was he one of the doctors from Doctor Who? I haven't seen the series, but thought I recognized him.
Miss Bennet, it is my
Everyone did
intention to
value it.
remain very close to you.
May I have the next dance?
Yes.
Oh! Did you see her look? Like,
It's my cousin.
Extraordinary discovery, sir.
Excuse me.
I am Parson Collins.
I can't find Papa or Lydia anywhere.
Edwin, where is dessert?
Sir?
Oh!
she should have her things ready on her.
He's not too proficient
He's
with
not trained.
Bingley.
Oh, man, there's a bunch
The
of
whole
them.
kitchen staff.
Yeah.
Our new friend showed us the way in.
There you go.
Oh,
he's
Darcy
going to work.
cleaning house.
Ooh, the old cleaver. Surprised his hands aren't burning on that furnace door.
Yeah.
Was he bitten?
No, he fell and hit his head.
Just gonna check him over.
Your abilities as a warrior are beyond reproach, Mr. Darcy. If only you were as good a friend.
Just kind of throwing it out there.
Yeah.
We've established admiration.
Dear Jane, we've decided to close down Netherfield and return to London.
The Bingleys just closed down the house and left.
Mr. Darcy is impatient to see his sister. He will now be seeing her frequently and on the most intimate footing.
Obviously, she knows her brother is in love with you and wants him to marry Miss Darcy.
If Mr. Bingley truly loves me, nothing can keep us apart.
This whole movie's throwing me off. It's like too serious to be like a true parody.
Yeah.
Mr. Collins would like a private audience with your sister.
As soon as I entered the house, I singled you out as the companion for my future life. Convinced marrying you will add very greatly to my happiness.
But I regret I must refuse.
She shall be brought to reason.
Oh, good.
No.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Oh, no. This guy is just nailing it.
He's the MVP.
They're doing,
Are they going to be across the whole? Oh,
they're doing such a good job at kind of recreating the same feelings that you had in the original.
Yeah.
Your mother will never speak to you again if you do not marry Mr. Collin. I will never speak to you again if you do.
Dad comes in.
Oh, look at that. That was
Yeah.
real quick, though. They didn't beat around the bush.
I will maintain you when your father is dead. Anything is to be preferred or endured, rather than marrying without affection.
And your cousin. I mean,
Lizzie, don't go into the woods alone.
ooh, that's a lot of crows.
That cannot be good. Oh, is that the Four
Horsemen?
You vanished at the ball.
I thought it would have been selfish of me to seek an encounter with Darcy. I am very sorry I lost the pleasure of dancing with you, though.
Did you happen to see 4 gentlemen pass this way?
No, but they were undoubtedly pallbearers. This is the cemetery.
What about that?
I want to take you somewhere very special to me. I stumbled upon it quite by accident when I was first stationed in the in-between.
Look at this. Was that blood on the map? Is that what
Looked
that
like it, yeah.
looking like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always destined to. I was always destined to find it. I no. Saint Lazarus.
And I brought your fathers out of Egypt. He that believeth in me, though he were dead.
Oh!
No, don't.
They're all turned.
Called.
Oh, he is too. Do you see the side of his neck?
The locusts have no king. Screaming locust has eaten.
If they never consume human brains, they will never fully transform into zombies.
We must force some kind of understanding with the most advanced among them. It's only a matter of time before they outnumber us.
Squealing, kind of.
Yeah.
Liz? Charlotte?
The knives and
Yeah.
the musket pistols hanging there.
I'm engaged to be married to Mr. Collins.
Choice number 3.
You must be surprised.
I'm relieved. If you're happy for you, then I am too.
Well, I'm to be presented to Lady Catherine, and if I'm to stay the night at Mr. Collins' rectory, I will require a chaperone.
But I have one stipulation.
Anything.
Maintain eye contact, but don't speak unless spoken
Long
to,
walk.
please. An extraordinary sight, is it not?
Jeez.
Folks, help me out. Did they use any of the sets from the original Pride and Prejudice in this?
I feel like they have.
I mean,
the first house really.
Dead, Lucifer, majestic. Elizabeth Bennet. The 4 horsemen of the zombie apocalypse. When they appear.
No, looks familiar.
Oh, the end of days.
Yep.
Nigh. She saw them.
She saw him. I gotta know if that was real, and they just left it in. He had a little smirk there. Did you see that? He had a little smirk.
Just the nice tense music and everything is perfect.
Well, it's very kind of you to invite us over for tea, Lady Catherine, really.
Mr. Darcy,
Keeps showing up.
Miss Bennet.
You know my nephew.
It's a Queen Cersei.
Well, she was in Game of Thrones and 300.
And 300, yeah.
I've given you entry to the wealthiest woman in the kingdom. The rest is up to you.
And they've managed to resist this most primal of zombie urges. How? Their ironclad constitution?
The pig brains quench their appetite for human brains.
I'm here to propose a venture that would end the war forever, cultivate trust and even goodwill with this new iteration of the undead.
Zombie aristocrats.
He is crushing this.
A treaty. Appeasement. Never. Well, then the human race is surely doomed. The undead will always multiply faster than the living can procreate. 16 years to make a soldier and 1 raw second to make a zombie. You must realize if they were to organize, we cannot defeat them.
Timing.
Yeah.
Gods.
Please do remember this moment and the opportunity so glibly spurned.
Oh, she's so good at. She's really
laying it
good
out
at
there.
everything. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, everything I've ever seen her in, she just nails it.
Wailing on them bushes. Oh.
Aristos feel invincible within their great houses, but how wrong they are. Their hubris will be their downfall.
Downfall.
Do you think he led some there?
I think he's part zombie already.
I think he wants to be on the winning team, maybe.
It was Darcy that persuaded Bingley to stay clear of your sister and leave Netherfield, because he believes your sister to be inferior to his friend.
How could you possibly know this?
Men talk. Miss Bennet, run away with me.
You've crossed a line, sir.
We're far beyond lines now, Miss Bennet. The day of reckoning is upon us.
Why do I keep hearing a fly?
Did you?
I was hearing buzzing.
Wickham's up to no good, I got a feeling. I thought he was going to lead a zombie horde right in there or something.
Does that look like... Did that look like blood all over the sheets to you?
I couldn't tell with lighting.
Yeah, I couldn't tell whether those were shadows or red clothes or there was blood everywhere. Look at the size of that fireplace.
There are some words, I must say.
Please do be seated.
Oh, you don't think?
I've come to feel for you a most ardent admiration and regard which has overcome my better judgment.
Wow. Oh!
To end my turmoil and consent to be my wife.
If I could feel gratitude, I would now thank you. But I cannot. You intentionally ruined the happiness of my most beloved sister.
I did everything in my power to separate my friend from your sister.
Oh! Front kick. That's a heck of a front kick.
Did you suggest to Mr. Bingley that his fortune had some bearing on the matter?
I wouldn't do your sister the dishonor, though it was suggested.
By Miss Bingley?
By your mother at the ball.
That's true.
You withhold the advantages that you know were designed for him.
Then I thank you for explaining it so fully.
Oh, where's this going now?
No,
boy.
come on.
Is this where this is going?
I think it is.
Oh, boy.
For I felt you were the last man in the world whom I could ever be prevailed on to marry.
Oh! Stabbed him.
She stopped short.
Oh, stop short, yeah.
Stop short.
Stop short.
Do the old stop short.
She's
in love.
I don't know. Is she in love or is she really genuinely hurt by...
I think she realizes she was wrong about him.
Yeah.
Mr. Darcy.
No. Mr. Darcy came by the cottage. Fabulous. This will need clearing up.
How many times do you think they had to shoot some of these
yeah, no
with
kidding.
because of that guy?
Just cracking everybody
I
up.
would love to see the outtakes from this.
Yeah.
Because I got to imagine with that guy, they had to do retake after retake after retake.
Well, then again, they are professionals.
What?
I'm not writing to renew the sentiments which were so disgusting to you.
Disgusting.
I did not intentionally wound your sister. Mr. Bingley's feelings for Miss Bennet were beyond any I had ever witnessed in him. After overhearing your mother coldly state her intention of having all her daughters marry favorably, I persuaded Bingley of the unfitness of the match. Mr. Darcy was mysteriously infected.
Mysteriously. He had to do it.
Still, I gave Wickham the inheritance my father left. Wickham squandered it, whereupon he demanded more and more money. Thereafter, he severed all ties with me. Prime target was her inheritance of £30,000.
Oh, that's right. Wickham was a slime bag in the original too. After the money, I totally forgot, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, dude was low class.
Of all the weapons in the world, I now know love to be the most dangerous. When did I fall so deeply under your spell, Miss Bennet?
Jeez, how long is this letter he wrote?
Well, did you see the penmanship on there? It was impeccable.
No kidding.
I write to you from the siege of London.
Oh.
I sense a dark hand is at work here, guiding
Look
you,
at that.
Miss Bennet. Now we endeavour to keep them trapped within the Great Wall. If we should fail to contain them and they breach Ingham Bridge, they'll reach Hertfordshire swiftly. I implore you to be ready.
Wow. Well, I think I know who's responsible.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Wickham.
Wickham's run off with Lydia. I never could have imagined man to be so improper. What are we to do?
God, what was the girl? 14 in Pride and Prejudice?
I think so, something like that. Help us out if you guys remember. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if they were going to follow the actual story of Pride and Prejudice or kind of spoof it a little, but it seems like they're following it from what I vaguely remember.
That outfit she's got on.
I have urgent business to attend to.
Oh.
you intend to be united with my own nephew? Are you engaged to him or not? I'm not. And will you promise me never to enter into such an engagement? I will make no such promise. You dare to face me in combat.
Oh.
I do not.
My courage always rises at every attempt to intimidate me.
Oh, that didn't work.
Do you still refuse to oblige me?
Oh! Oh, she's doing work on dude's arm.
This is almost a disarmer.
Oh.
Oh, it's gonna come down. That'll do it. Ooh, right into it.
I do not know which I admire more, Elizabeth Bennet. Your skill as a warrior, or your resolve as a woman. I will take the rest of your family back with me to Rosings. There's no safer place in England.
Except for someone knows some things about that place.
We have urgent business on the other side.
This bridge is rigged with all the explosives left in England.
If the undead of London take the bridge, well, the rest of England will surely be lost.
Nevertheless, we must cross over.
Until dawn.
Got till dawn.
Seek out, destroy any remaining undead.
Oh, cannonball. Oh, I got the scarf.
Oh.
Just in time.
Hello, Miss Bennet.
Is that Mr. Darcy? Yep.
Oh. So the ground's starting to get wet?
Yeah, the ground's wet.
What we're standing on? It's an unmarked zombie graveyard.
Yes, of course.
See, now they're going to bond a little bit here.
Oh, my God.
Wickham has run off with Lydia. He's taken her to where his zombie aristocrats congregate. St. Lazarus.
Oh, big showdown coming.
I saw it razed to the ground 5 days ago.
Oh.
It was just that couldn't possibly have survived. I fear I must depart for Hingham Bridge immediately.
I don't think we lost the sister. I'm intrigued. You know, if Fear the Walking Dead would take some notes as to how to write a story,
I might actually watch it.
On my mark. Dawn breaks at 5 o'clock tomorrow. The order must be given at first light.
I'll give the order.
Oh, so it wasn't knocked down. He just said that so she wouldn't go. There's
the four horsemen. Not a robe among them.
No. Jet flying, limousine riding.
Oh, look at that.
Stealing.
Oh, what's that?
Which direction are you looking in, Mr. Bingley? St. Lazarus. Darcy lied.
To spare you. He'd risk anything for you, Miss Bennet.
Lizzie!
Boys wouldn't do that. Who would steal the brains of dead soldiers?
That's what
if
he's using.
if they mix it with the pig brains and they get taste for human brains.
And I think Darcy maybe brought some with him as like a diversion or to buy him some time if he has to. Maybe.
So it was in the that was what was in the sack.
That was
bag.
Darcy's bag. I thought maybe.
Well,
Wickham,
yeah, I thought that too. Maybe to
Wickham
turn them.
wanted to feed them the people's brains so that they would get a taste for it.
Yeah.
He said you'd come. Wickham said you'd come.
My God, you're so predictable.
Uh,
I knew by taking young Lydia you'd have to protect the Bennet's honor.
I've come to make you an offer. The Bennets have authorized me to offer you a commission of £10,000 to return Lydia and leave England for good.
You see, money is of no use to me now. Is that your father's watch? Give it to me.
Wickham wants to be the Antichrist. To be the one to lead him. That's what he wants.
No.
Oof. Now they got a taste for it, so that's what he did. Darcy set him up. There's the way out. What a plan.
What have you done, Darcy? I fed them.
Now they're just going to be ravenous.
As long as Wickham lives, England is in peril. Go, Lydia.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The horsemen were there to make a deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
I conquered London, Darcy. Do you really think you could defeat me?
Always have.
I'm a king.
was gonna say, when's Liz gonna show up?
It's time, sir.
Wait!
Oh, he's way too far behind.
Yeah. Oh, V trigger. Oh,
got him.
Ran him through. Oh, he let himself get bit.
If I had the living your father intended me, I never would have been in the army. This is your doing, Darcy. Every atrocity I commit is on your head.
Come on, Liz. Oh! He knew she was going to make the save.
Can't delay any longer, sir. Detonate the bridge. Give the order.
Oh. Oh, what a shot.
Come on, they had to have made it.
Are they on the ground under the bridge?
Yeah, where did they... Well, most importantly, what side is she on?
Well, under the bridge, they're all going to fall off and be down there by her.
Yeah. I don't think she fell. She wouldn't have made it. Look at all the zombies jumping off in the background.
Very first moment I beheld you, my heart was irrevocably gone.
Oh, is that going to do it?
I don't know.
They're panning out, or are they gonna come do the old come back down shot, like coming back down? No,
they did not.
Might I take this opportunity to compliment you on your pantaloons?
Pantaloons.
Yes, speaking with Papa in the library, it's...
Mr. Bingley.
I would like to request the privilege of speaking with Miss Jane.
Mr. Darcy.
Hey, made it.
When we'd heard you'd risen, we'd feared you'd join the ranks of the undead.
Oh. Come on, where's Liz? Well, that's right. Darcy was supposed to be married to somebody else. That's what she told us. Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, I'd have surely perished. You have saved me in more ways than one. What you said to me on Hingham Bridge.
You heard me.
It gave me hope that your feelings towards me may have changed. However, one word from me now will silence me on the subject forever.
I gotta be honest, I think the story in here is better than Pride and Prejudice.
Quiet, this is important.
You are the love of my life, Elizabeth. So I ask you now, half in anguish, half in hope. Will you do me the great?
That's
great
exactly
honor
how I proposed. Half in anguish, half in
taking
hope.
me for your husband?
Yeah! All right. Look at that.
Whoa, there we go. That was a long time coming.
Finish.
What
There
a
it is.
maneuver.
Jesus, guys, come on.
Oh, look at that one.
To join together this man.
Hey, all right.
Oh, they had a double wedding.
Yeah, double wedding.
So, his number one and number two.
Yeah. Yeah. That guy, what an MVP. Darcy actually smiled there for half a second. These pops. Are they setting us up for a sequel?
Oh no, what's this?
I hear munchers.
Gonna be the Horsemen?
They got across.
Yep.
With his claw.
Look at that. He's
And
got
the
the horsemen are behind him. How are they going to leave us hanging like that? Because of all of you, that was Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. And how did they do this? How did they pull this off? Because this had no business being as serious as it was the whole time and getting us as invested at it as it did. The only really comedy of it was Collins. I thought this was going to be like a spoof on the level of like like an airplane or a Naked Gun or something like that. I thought it was going to be kind of goofy like that, but it wasn't. It stayed serious the whole time. And from what I can vaguely remember from the original Pride and Prejudice, which we did, which seems like months and months
seems
ago.
like forever.
They pretty much followed the story for the most part. Again, I'm going to reach out to all of you in the comments to kind of help me out with how accurate they were from the original one, how much they stayed with it, because quite frankly, I just don't remember all of it. But I do remember some of the big parts like Wickham and that sort of thing. And judging by the box office that it finished with, because Answer just brought up some of the numbers, they didn't do so well. Only $16.4 million at the box office. So it would seem,
with a $28 million budget.
Yeah, we've probably seen the last of Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, but it's unfortunate because this was a lot of fun. And like I said, Collins for me was the MVP. I would like to have some answers from all of you out there as to if they used some of the same sets and the same buildings that they used in the original Pride and Prejudice. I thought all the actors did a phenomenal job. I thought everybody did great in their role. Of course, we got to see Charles dance again, who seems to be popping up in everything we do, of course, with Underworld and a number of other things that he was in. And just was a lot of fun. Like I said, this movie had no business being this good. It really shouldn't have. Matthew, who was it? Matthew Robert Smith was
Matthew Smith. That was William.
That was Parson.
He wasn't Doctor Who.
And he was Doctor Who from 10 to 13.
I thought I recognized him as the Doctor Who. Again, a series I never saw. So you never know how that might end up for the channel here. But again, enough of me yapping. I want to hear from these guys because I really enjoyed this, and I got a feeling that maybe somebody else did as well.
So
we'll see.
I really liked it. I thought it was really funny. We're gonna wait till the end for this guy over there because we know he's gonna put it over.
He's
just gonna put it over like $1 million. See, the thing is, it was a better story. No, I just what I loved is it was basically almost the same exact movie, just with zombies and then a lot more comedy thrown in because there were some funny spots.
There was,
just
but not as much as I thought.
Not as much, but I was expecting, like you, a goofy, like scary movie-esque, movie where it's a straight up parody of it. But no, they like took like a somewhat serious approach to this that I rather enjoyed. It was funny when it had to be funny. Obviously, Matt Smith was just great as Parson. Collins, I mean, just every single way you could do that. But then having good old Charles dance. But I really liked Jack Huston as the Wickham. I thought he was pretty good with that. He had the hair slicked back, so you just knew. Even though we saw Pride and Prejudice, and it took us a while to remember that he wasn't a good guy in Pride and Prejudice. It took us a little while to figure that out in this one as well, but we should have known right away with that slicked hair back. Yeah. And then he was in St. Laticus. Is that what it was? Leviticus? Where was the church?
St. Lazarus.
Lazarus. That I knew something was up once he went in there and was unscathed.
Because I believe Lazarus has a tie to like rising from the dead, that sort of thing. So it makes sense that was the name of it.
We can look up here, I guess. But it was still a lot of fun to watch. It had all the funny, interactions between Elizabeth and Darcy, just amazing. They played off the whole like, oh, she's just not that attractive, or I'd rather not have a warrior, and all this, everything else in there. Lack of grace, everything. So I had a lot of fun watching this.
Yeah, this was both you guys. This was just really, really unique. I thought it was going to be like a straight up parody, like Scary Movie,
Naked Gun, something like that.
Naked Gun, some sort of complete parody. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I thought it was going to be like a joke, but if I'm being honest, the line delivery and like the love, like take out the zombies and everything, right? And if you just take the delivery of the lines, and I know the script isn't word for word. Oh God, I'm probably gonna get roasted for this. for the sake of just take it easy on me. I liked, guys, I liked the love story better in this. The delivery of the lines and the on-screen chemistry, I preferred it in this. And look, I think Keira Knightley is a phenomenal actress. The gentleman's name who played the lead in Pride and Prejudice, I can't remember it right now. But as far as like their chemistry, it just worked better for me. It's a weird movie, though.
It really is.
It's weird because there's not enough zombie stuff, and they gave us a completely different twist. Now, by 2016, Walking Dead had already been out for 6 years. There'd been a lot of zombie stuff. So this genre,
Zombieland.
the zombie genre, had kind of been done a lot, but this was really unique in that the zombies could talk, and then you had people who were zombies that could control their urges.
As long as they didn't eat the brain.
The
human
pig brains.
Yeah.
They could run. They still had consciousness. So they took a very, very different approach to the storytelling of what made a zombie a zombie. But it was interesting how they did it. It wasn't a full love story. It wasn't your traditional zombie show. They didn't really highlight some sort of ongoing, nonstop danger. I mean, it was kind of there, kind of not.
Yeah, it was very.
The scenes where they were fighting the zombies weren't like really getting everybody. We didn't see that. So it was interesting. I also found it to be very, very interesting that they took essentially the exact same plot. I mean, some of these scenes, I'm not sure if it's going to make the cut, but there was a couple of times where Mason Quinn and I had mentioned that, God, some of these sets look like the same from
ones.
Pride and Prejudice. Some of the same homes, some of the same things. So that was interesting. Matt Smith's delivery in this, and look, I had said in the beginning, and then I dropped it multiple times again. I'm not sure if it's going to make the cut. That the guy who basically was Matt Smith's character in Pride and Prejudice, he was my favorite character. Like, I had mixed feelings about the original movie, but him when he was sitting, these are the most favorable potatoes I think I've ever had. And then he asks about the one daughter, and it was like, no. So he just shifts over to the other. And it was like, what? It was weird. $28 million budget and a $16.4 million at the box office.
Worldwide.
That's really brutal. We pull up these wiki pages.
It did have Natalie Portman, attached to star at
producing
first.
it. Yeah. So according to we always go through these wiki pages just to pull a couple of facts after we watch it.
She was in star
spoilers.
and produce.
She was good. Natalie Portman was supposed to star in it and produce it. She ended up just producing it. I don't know. Like I don't recall seeing a trailer for this, but in watching the movie, it was a weird movie. So I don't know how they would have strung together a good trailer to get people really invested.
Because it seems like you need to go full bore one way or the other. Either make it a comedy spoof or make it just a total zombie hardcore
it wasn't,
movie.
But that's the thing, though. It wasn't like a true spoof.
No, it
of
wasn't.
The movie.
It didn't feel like it.
And the thing is, even when when you do spoofs, you see they're recreating a famous scene that we all know and love. Okay, so this is the scene they're recreating, but this was like line for line, scene for scene. I mean, the going to the house, the sister getting sick, them hanging out.
It just seems like from what I'm skimming through here as Oak's speaking here, is that it seems like it was in developmental hell, and they had a ton of different actors attached to it. Lily Collins, Jennifer Aniston, even Rowan Atkinson at one point were all attached to this. I mean, I enjoyed it. I had a good time, but I think part of the reason why maybe it didn't do so well is because it didn't specifically go.
It was it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable in that Matt Smith's character was just huge comic relief. I did really like, and I'm being honest here, I thought the on-screen chemistry between the two people was the main characters,
Liz and Darcy.
Between Liz and Darcy, I thought their on-screen chemistry was good. And God, people are, like I said, I'm probably gonna get burned for this, and I know Pride and Prejudice is revered, but I just, and maybe having read everybody's comments, like, look, so when we watched the original, basically my take on it was I didn't feel like they developed the love story enough. Some people roasted me. A lot of people roasted me. A lot of people were like, well, if you read the book, which I had mentioned in our review, like I'm imagining the book develops
sure,
it more.
A 2-hour movie, what are you going to do?
And, and everybody did say that. They're like, hey, look, in the book, they develop it more.
It would have probably been a good 8-episode miniseries.
Yeah,
really,
like I think,
so I think we even discussed that. How that would have probably been really the best.
Yeah,
option.
the answer makes a good point. I think we did discuss that. One of the points I made in the original one was I didn't need another hour on this movie of interaction between the two. 3 or 4 more scenes showing them getting to know each other. I mean, we're talking an extra 15 minutes of kind of relationship development in the original movie that people said existed in the book.
And you think this one did it?
I don't know. I don't know if I just had low expectations. I'm sure people are going to be like, okay, well, this is the same amount of time because it was almost the same plot. Yeah. I don't know if it was the on-screen chemistry. I don't know how much time they spent together, but just from a pure like I said, take out the zombies, take out Matt Smith's character, and just do the on-screen chemistry. And I think the writing, and don't burn me too hard on this, but the interaction, if you take the actual script that they were given, the words that they exchanged here, I prefer it here from what I remember to the other one.
I think Oak just wanted the original Pride and Prejudice to have the 80s montage of them all soapy doing dishes, getting all they're doing laundry together. But he's splashing her while trying to wash the carriage.
Look, I don't think I totally bashed it. I just didn't find the original to be as epic of a love story as it had been. I mean, people laid it out, and I had my critiques of it. We pulled up afterwards. I think Answer pulled up like the top 25 love movies of all time, or romance movies, and it was like number 4
it was up
of
there,
all time. And I was like, but this was fun. I think just in its uniqueness.
Do you think they should have chose a direction to go?
God, I think everybody.
That's
it was still fun though. That's what I'm still fun.
That's what I'm having trouble with. So do we want it too here? Do we want it too slapsticky,
right?
Or do you want it a full-on parody?
Or do you want a full-on zombie movie?
Yeah,
it was weird. I get that, I get that it has kind of like a cult following.
Yeah. I can get why.
It doesn't have.
I enjoyed it.
It doesn't have a huge following. It made 16 million.
It probably has done better since.
But then again, sales. right, like sales afterwards.
Not good.
Yeah, no. In its third weekend, it was pulled from 88% of theaters. The third biggest drop in history at the time.
I don't know what
88% of theaters pulled this in its third weekend. I don't know.
I
got an eraser here, gentlemen.
We do now. Yeah, so for me, folks, I'm gonna go on this for when I give my rating, I'm gonna kind of give it for what it was trying to be and I genuinely enjoyed it. So I mean, despite the critics, despite the money it made, I know a ton of you out there really liked it. So I'm going to 3.25 out of 5 answers. I mean, like I said, it loses a couple of points because it didn't choose a lane as to where it wanted to go. Be a spoof, be a love story, be about zombies, whichever it may be. But either way, I still enjoyed it the whole way through. It certainly didn't feel like an hour and 50 whatever movie it was. So that's always a good sign. So I really enjoyed it.
Right there, it says with criticism for inconsistent tone, and for me too. That's what I'm going to go with 3.5. But it's still, I really liked it, and it was still a lot of fun.
And
to
Matt
watch,
Smith, what can you say?
Matt Smith did a great job.
Yeah.
Also, I love my favorite part, though, is when they would have their full-on conversations, like Lily James with her sisters training, and they're having a full conversation
as they're training.
And then she does the same thing with Darcy later on.
That was great.
Sam Riley. So
I'm going with a three answer movie. It was entertaining for me. I agree with a lot of the critics, and that this movie just didn't know what it wanted to be. It was a like I said, dialogue, writing, on-screen chemistry. I thought was great. The zombie stuff felt like they didn't really explore that.
The makeup on the zombies was really good for the budget they had.
It was decent. It was different. It was definitely different.
They definitely pushed envelope with that PG-13 though.
Yeah,
that's for
that.
sure.
And look, it was just really creative. So look, a 3 for me for the movies that we watch. If you're newish to the channel, we get. I used to say some heat sometimes. Like, you guys give great scores to everything, but we let people on Patreon and YouTube membership vote on what movies we watch a lot of the time, and they're all voting for like really incredible movies. So a lot of times we're given high scores, but a 3 is still a respectable score.
Yeah,
a lot. I would say
Still
overall a lot of fun.
All right.
Yeah, definitely one you could watch with some other people again and just kind of watch their reaction. Another one of those movies that's fun to watch people react.
I'm just wondering if the Oak would have watched this first, then the actual Pride and Prejudice. He'd have been the whole time going, "Oh, see, that spoof was terrible." Now, this one, this is a love story. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the answer. Good night, pals. And moo.
Moo. That was good.